Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Thank you very much for joining me. Our patient today is going to be a Asus Prime Z370-A. It's a little older board, but it's got DisplayPort, HDMI, DVI, USB-C, optical audio output, 2 SSDs that you can install. Unfortunately, it also suffered. This cap has been ripped off the board. Probably during shipping, but maybe during removal. Who knows? So we're gonna have to replace this cap, but the board main reason this board is here is because the socket needs to be replaced. Now it's a free replacement service. If you are interested in acquiring such service, let me know, send the board in. It costs next to nothing, roughly 50 bucks. Now we're gonna use Rework Pro 1.0.9. This is most likely the last release of a version 1.0 series, unless we're gonna discover some serious bugs or something like that. Then obviously bug fix will be released. But as far as the version 1.0, this is most likely the last one. The new features, we do read bed temperature. To read bed temperature, this tick box needs to be ticked, and of course the address needs to be set. Typically it's input 2, right? Input 1 is the tap heater, and input 2 is the second input and whatever you connected to it. Once you select it and run the machine, check in the logs that you're not getting timeouts. Because that's what I'm getting, but I'm thinking either because the thermocouple is not connected to that output, could be, and the machine just ignores that request, or my controller doesn't support second input. Could be as well. So if you connect it, if you check the box and start the machine, you can go to, you can use any terminal, or you can just open the file in the text editor. The file will be located in your home directory, app data, roaming, and the file in question is called reworkpro.log. Now if you look through it, see, you should not see this, but if you see timeouts over here, if the machine is complaining that this packet has timed out, that means your second input is not working, which means you need to uncheck this, and sorry, this controller is not going to work with the second input. There is also a possibility that I'm doing something wrong, so we'll see about that. But based on my testing with other software on my controller, it looks like my controller does not support the second input, so yours might not either. Progress on work on our replacement or our rework station that we're working on are progressing very well. We are expecting actually in the matter maybe of a month to have a proof of concept, and you will be able to replicate that. It will also come with a software, and Rework Pro will be compatible with that machine. Other than plenty of bug fixes and stabilizing, obviously, we also have a pause button. Now the pause button has been requested by few of you. At least 2 people requested pause button. Personally, I don't use it. But what the pause button does, it's basically it pauses the whole process at the point we stopped. So if we're during the ramp, then we're ramping to say 225, but it's at 205, you're already seeing that it's enough. You can hit pause button and it'll keep that temperature, and the timers will pause and it'll just go indefinitely in those settings. The tap heater address also can be adjusted, so that's opposed to the version 108. I already showed you guys this feature, but the version 109 was not released yet. The version 109 will be released probably today or tomorrow, so if you're on the list to receive updates, expect an unsolicited email with a link. If you didn't receive the email, you can check on that link, because the link remains the same, only represents higher version. So you can try downloading again and see if you receive the same version. Okay, that's it for the features of Rework Pro 109. Now let's just set up the machine and let's get to work. Alright, despite my best efforts, the thermocouple detached. That's the worst thing that can happen during this procedure. And let's review the graph. So this was our entire process. And now starting from the beginning, I preheated to about, what was it, 160 on the bottom, right, which translated to roughly 100 degrees. Then I started preheating to 200 after 10 minutes, so this is roughly 10-minute mark over here when the heater stopped. And I started preheating again to 200, but the temperature was still too low. And as you can see, I started over here in this spot. I started meddling with the thermocouple, and you can see when I reattached it over here, the temperature actually grew to the 160, what we expect. It should be roughly around 140 to 160 when there's 200 at the bottom. Then we have a big overshot over here, right? So the stability very poor, and look how choppy it is when we were just removing the socket. So if you see this, the thermocouple is not attached properly. Other than that, it looks like it's going to be successful. The socket is aligned and it is solid in all corners. The only thing we need to do is just replace this little cap, and this should be done. All right, nice failure, but as you can see, it still worked. Although the board did overheat, and I can feel it when I flex it. I can feel that it was overheated. It's more flimsy. If we did that 2 or 3 more times, the board would be like paper. That's why you can perform this procedure only a few times before the board is done. And typically it's kind of a like 1 time, twice tops, but probably just 1 time repair. If it doesn't work the first time around, it's probably not gonna work on the second. Alrighty fellas, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this content useful, and I shall see you in the next one.